name's Brandy. I am going to do a little video on the Distressed American Flag tumbler. First part is taping off your cup if you need it taped off. And this is the 30-ounce hog. I think it's the modern curve or whatever it's called. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and painted it white, and I did, you know, pretty good couple, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 coats of white on it to make sure everything was covered up. And then I epoxied it. And now I cut all of my stars out that I want on the flag. So I am going to take all my stars, I'm going to place them on the tumbler, however I want them. And then after I do that, I am going to spray paint the entire thing black. So right now I'm gonna put my stars on, and then I will show you the next step. Here it is. I did 4 rows of stars. I thought I was gonna do 5, but 5 looked like it would be a little bit too much. And I think each of my stars on here are like 0.6 by 0.6 roughly. Some people do the larger stars and wrap them all the way around the cup. I just wanted it on the front portion. And then also another thing, when you're trying to put something straight on something that's rounded, sometimes it's really hard to get this straight line right here. Your decals get all funky, or they wanna crease on you or whatnot. But I'll show you, if you're using the Silhouette Studio, you can do the warp tool. I don't know if a lot of people know about this, especially if you're newer. There's this little tab over here to warp items, and what you can do is you can stretch your top corners, and it actually will put a little tiny bit of a curve. So then when you're placing your decal on, it ends up being straight. So that's a little bit of information if you guys didn't know about that. Again, it's this warp button down here. I'm running Studio, or actually the Designer Edition, which I think you do have to upgrade your software to Designer, or there's a business one I believe too. But yeah, I do the warp, and then it actually puts everything on there perfectly straight. My line's straight there, I'm straight at the top. So now I'm going to go and spray paint the entire thing black, and then I'm going to pull my, or I'm gonna do black, and then I think I'm gonna paint the blue and then the red, and then pull my stars off. So I will show you what it looks like in a minute. So I forgot to take a video of what the cup looked like after I painted it black. But as you can see, I did the white base, epoxy, then I put my stars on, and then I went and I taped off the blue area, or the area that I wanted blue, for the top of my flag. And in this case, I'm not doing the blue and the stars all the way around it. I'm just doing it on the front half, and then I'm gonna stripe the rest of it. So I taped off the area with painter's tape, painted it blue. It just dried. So now I'm going to tape off the blue and paint the remaining of the cup red. So after I get it all done and painted red, I will show you what it looks like again, and then we'll peel the stars off. Hey guys, I'm back. So I finished painting my tumbler. I taped off the blue and my stars because I didn't want any red paint to get where the blue goes. So we are going to pull all the tape off, and then I'm going to pull all the vinyl stars off, and we're gonna see what this looks like underneath. I let it sit for a little bit until my red was dry enough to where I could actually touch the cup. So let's see what this looks like. And then, like I said on mine, I only wanted the blue here. I didn't want it all the way around the top, so that's why I did all the taping. Okay, so now you can see there's all my stars. So now we're gonna pull all those out, and then the stars will be white. So we did the white base, and then we painted it or epoxied it white, and we applied all of our stars, and then I painted the entire thing black, and then I taped off what I wanted blue, and then I taped off what I wanted red. So whatever order you want to do it in is fine. And then after, I'll probably let this sit a little bit longer so that my paint is good and dry, and then we will distress the stripes. And it's okay if like a little bit of, you can't even really see it on here, there's a tiny bit of black showing right there on the white, which that's totally fine too. It just gives it more of that distressed look. So, and I'm just going to, when we go to do the stripes, I'm going to use just some alcohol and a rag, and just rub off the areas that I don't want red, like I want the white stripes to pop through. So yeah, so this actually worked out just fine. Everything's peeling off perfectly. So then our next step will be to use the alcohol and a rag, and then start creating our distressed stripes for our flag. And like I said, there's many ways to do this. You can do like really big stripes all the way around the front, or not all the way around the front, but all the way around the cup, or you can do the little ones like I'm doing. I've seen it done a lot of different ways, or you can kind of do it like at an angle, like, you know, as the flag is waving. So it's just your own preference of how you want it to look. So yeah, I'm gonna finish pulling these off, and then we will do our lines. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay, I'm gonna get you propped up a little. So I've got my stars done, I've got the blue, I've got the red, and now we're gonna do a little bit of the acetone and maybe some alcohol ink, or not alcohol ink, but 91% alcohol. I'm not sure that that's gonna work, but we are for sure gonna use like a professional acetone, grade acetone. So what I'm going to do, hopefully you guys can see this, is always put your glove on when you're working with the acetone. I'm just gonna take a rag, gonna wrap it around my finger, dip it in my acetone, and then start off wherever I want my first line to be. So I'm gonna go right here, and I think I want it about here. So we're just gonna start rubbing until we can get down to that white. There it is. So this is gonna be my first stripe. So you do kind of need a lot of acetone. So I'm just gonna start going all the way around the cup, rubbing off. Hopefully I'm in the right angle and you can see this. My stripes, and then as I'm doing it, you can see the black ink popping through. I don't know why I keep saying ink. It's not ink. Spray paint popping through, and that's what gives it that distressed look. So you can't really, I don't think you can really like mess this part up, because it's not, you're not making perfect lines. So I'm gonna get my first line just about done. And then I'm gonna go all the way back around it again and try to clean it up a little bit. And then I'll move up and start my next stripe. And these do not have to be perfect. That's what gives it that cool look. As you can see right there. And so yeah, we're just gonna keep wiping and cleaning it off until you get the look that you want. It's pretty cool. So there's my first stripe. And then you'll need a lot of like little rags because this paint, like, it goes all over the place. So, and then I'll start about right here. Go all the way around. Do my next stripe. And there's, you know, no right or wrong way to do it. So you just keep going all the way around until you get the look that you're wanting. And no tumbler is going to look like another. They're all going to be different. So now you get the idea of how it works. It's pretty simple. So I'm gonna finish off a couple of these stripes and then I will hop back on. Here you go. I went in with my alcohol and just touched up a little bit of the white spots that I wanted to be a little bit brighter. But other than that, acetone on about 90% of it. And then, like I said, I just went back in and just used a little bit of alcohol to brighten up some of those lines a little bit. So I will go ahead and I'm actually putting some decals on this one. So I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. I'll put some decals on it and then I will epoxy it.